Yeah.
How come we didn't dress up in the hood like this? Do you want me to pass this
Let's introduce you first, okay? Okay, would you please put your coloring aside? Put your crayons and things away because we're not going to color right now. We'll finish those up later. I was just showing them my friends and saying my dad was on the anyway, so I'm great. Appreciate you for reading.
You could have had your picture.
No, he's not with us anymore. Okay, thank you very much for getting cleaned up quickly. Girls, are you about ready back there? Of course, you all know Mrs. Amy. She's with us every day, and we appreciate all that she does in our class. And we were thinking that, sometimes it must be interesting to be married to someone in the military because life is a little bit different than a normal person. So we want to hear from both of you guys today. And we have some questions prepared, but why don't you introduce your husband to us, and then we'll let you tell us about what you do, and then we have a bunch of questions that are prepared so we're ready to hear ourselves a lot of fun.
Hi guys, it's Amy. This is my husband. His name is Chris, but when he's on base or anywhere near Marines, we call him Corporal Burris. So this is Corporal Burris. Give him a hand.
Thank you. How are you kids doing today?
Good.
So what do you know about the military? Go ahead.
That normally a lot of people die in the military for their country.
Good. Go ahead.
They like sail on ships and they whenever they go, they fight in the war.
That's very good. The Navy sails on the ships. Marines are also, yeah, the Navy does. Marines are also on ships too. A small number of Marines are. And there are, different branches of service. There are, four, and I'm one of them, the United States Marine Corps. We all have different jobs, and my job in the Marine Corps, I work on aircraft. Those things you see flying in the sky. What's tomorrow? What are you kids doing tomorrow? You. Veterans Day. Very good. So what's Veterans Day all about? Okay. How about you?
Connie can scare you a lot.
Okay. Who else? You.
For the people died to honor them.
Right.
Because they died for their country.
Right. Veterans Day is about honoring our veterans, the men and women who have fought in the past wars, like World War I, World War II, all the past wars in America.
My grandpa has fought in World War II and Vietnam and
Really?
still alive.
That's
Okay,
very
we're
good.
gonna save our comments. Let's ask questions.
Also, who has some family in the military here? A lot. Anyone in the Marine Corps? How about the Army? Navy? Air Force? That's pretty good. You kids should know something about Veterans Day. Yes?
My grandpa was a Marine and he was in the Air Force.
He was a Marine and he was in the Air Force? Which one first?
The Marine.
He was in the Marines first? What did he do? He was in the Air Force and might have flown a jet. Well, any questions?
we
Okay,
have a lot
go
of
ahead.
questions.
What do you like about being a Marine?
There's a lot of things I like about the Marine Corps. The experience, boot camp was a good experience. It was fun, got to do a lot of different things. They sent me to a few different places in our country. I went to Florida and to Northern California in a base called Moore. It's out in the desert. Got to meet new people and learn new things. Learn what the military is all about, and get a good appreciation for our history and for America. Go ahead.
What kind of weapons do you
We're carrying M16. That's
machine gun.
it's a rifle. An M16 is the service rifle that we carry. It's a pretty good rifle. It's what's prescribed by the government. The government determines which one we carry. We also have several other weapons. I mean, if you wanted to learn to carry different weapons, you can. You can carry all types of machine guns and weapons and stuff.
Where are you stationed?
I'm stationed in Camp Pendleton, California. That's south of here, near San Diego. You know where Oceanside is? You do? Go ahead.
How old do you have to be to join the military?
How old? You have to be at least 18 and you have to graduate from high school. If you don't graduate from high school, you can't be a Marine. Okay, you.
Have you been in the war?
No, I haven't been in a war. I joined the Marine Corps just after the Persian Gulf. And I haven't had a war yet.
Oh, do you guys have machine guns?
What's that?
Machine guns?
Do I have one? In the Marine Corps I do. I don't have one personally. Okay, you.
What kind of shots do you use on the battlefield?
What kind of stuff do I use on the battlefield?
Shelter.
Oh, shelter? Well, there's lots of shelters you can use. Usually you want to use anything that's available. If there's some trees available, you know, you can set up under there. But what we use as a shelter that we carry along with us, it's called a shelter hat. And it requires 2 Marines to set it up. Each Marine has half of it. And you put it together and it forms a tent. So that's what you sleep under usually. Unless you want to just sleep under the stars on the sleeping bag. You.
How long have you been a Marine?
I've been a Marine for 3 years. Okay, you right next to me.
What kind of food do Marines eat when they are in combat?
We eat what's called an MRE. It's a little package of food, and it's prepared so it doesn't go bad for a very long time. Basically, it's some of it is dried, and it's okay. It's pretty good food. It doesn't taste that bad. Okay, you.
What do Marines do?
Marines do everything. Marines drive tanks, they fly jets, they fly helicopters, they're ground troops, they go in on the ground and they fight the wars. There are Marines that are teachers, and there are Marines that are in secretary type of jobs where they take care of paperwork. There are Marines that fix things, fix cars, they fix the military vehicles. You name it, there's a job for a Marine. They do everything.
Is it hard to kill people when they're
Hey
hiding?
Kyle, excuse me, do you have a card?
Huh?
Do you have a card? That's some people that ask about this question.
Go ahead.
Marines use bazookas.
Marines do have bazookas, but they're not necessarily called bazookas. We call them anti-tank missiles, which is basically the same thing. It's something you carry on your shoulder. Yeah, it's a rocket launcher. There's several types. Go ahead.
Have you ever parachuted people?
No, I haven't, but I might someday. I can do it if I want to. How about you? My job, I work on aircraft. I work on helicopters. I fix I fix the helicopters over at Camp Pendleton, so make them run. You.
What kind of training do you have?
What kind of training do I have?
Plane.
Well, training, right? Well, I went to boot camp and I have training in combat, and also I have training as general military training. Also, I went to Pensacola where I learned how to fix aircraft structure, which is the body of an aircraft, like all the metal on the aircraft. I learned how to fix that, and I learned how to fix the parts on the aircraft. You.
What is the hardest part about being a Marine?
I think the hardest part about me being a Marine is being away from your family. That's probably the hardest part. But the rest of it's pretty easy and a lot of it's fun. You.
Where did you go to boot camp?
I went to boot camp in San Diego. You.
Do you know anyone who's a pilot?
Yeah, I know several pilots. I haven't gotten them to give me a ride yet though.
A helicopter?
Not personally. I did take one ride in a helicopter once. We went from the base over to a beach, which was about maybe 5 or 10 miles away. But it only took a couple minutes because they fly pretty fast. It was fun. We stayed overnight. Okay, you.
Have you ever driven a helicopter?
No, I can't drive a helicopter. They won't let me. You have to be a pilot to drive a helicopter, and you have to be an officer. That takes a lot more training. Okay.
Are you like, could you, like, are you like ahead of any people?
Yes, I am. I'm head of several people. When you're in the military, there's a rank structure. And basically how it works is, do you know anything about rank structure? Ranks, PFC, private?
We just talked real briefly about how, you know, you're in your first one.
Okay.
But we
You see how many
haven't said
stripes I have?
2.
2, right? Okay, when you first get into the military, you have no stripes at all. You're at the bottom. That means everybody else is above you with more stripes. And when you get 1 stripe, then you're called a PFC, which is a little bit of rank, but still it's not much. A corporal, which is what I am, see 2 stripes, and see the cross rifles? That's an E5 or E4. And I have rank and authority over all the Marines below me. Every Marine with less stripes, I have authority over them. And that means they have to listen to me and they have to obey my commands. When they're lawful, but I can't just say anything like, go jump off a bridge. They don't have to do that.
Do they have to salute you?
No. Only officers and enlisted. An enlisted Marine or an enlisted serviceman has to salute any officer. We also have to salute colors and any vehicle. You know how you've seen the vehicles where they have the flags in the front? They have American flags in the front, such like a parade. You have to salute those also.
What are colors?
Colors? It's the American flag. See those things on her shirt, teacher's shirt? That's the American flag. That's what we have to salute. Yes.
What are those things like on your pocket right next, like right above them, the different colored things?
Ribbons and badges?
Yeah.
Okay, those are decorations when you've been in a war or when you've done something, usually in battle, or if you've done something special in the Marine Corps, or you've been there for a certain period of time and you've done very good, then they'll give you what's called a ribbon or a badge, and it goes right here. It's got the colors on it, the stripes, and it usually has a little metal band or little metal on the bottom. I don't have any yet because they're gonna give me one in December, in about a month. They'll give me one.
What day?
Probably December 10th.
Oh,
10th
I
or
think
11th.
it's December 17th.
Is it? That's good. How old are you gonna be?
9.
Okay. Any other question? Okay.
What? Did they give you those stripes everywhere?
No. When you get more stripes, It's over a certain period of time, like, it can be a year, it can be 2 years, and you have to earn it. You have to show them that you can handle the authority and show them that you're doing a good job. Then that's when you earn the stripes. Okay. Well, what are you kids gonna do tomorrow for Veterans Day? Okay, you. What are you gonna do tomorrow in the white shirt?
I'm gonna help my grandma babysit my cousin.
Are you? You're all pretty much gonna play, do something, relax, get away from school? Yeah.
And then the next day, play all the sports.
You play all the sports?
Football,
That's good.
baseball.
Okay. Well, I have 2 yearbooks from my graduation when I went to San Diego. It's called Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego. That's where I went for initial training, and that's where I learned all about the military and all about how to be a Marine. If you kids want to look at it, I'll pass it around. You take a look at it. Pass it around, let everybody see. I also have a photo album that Miss Amy has put together over the past 3 years. You can look at the places I've been and just a few things that I've done. Huh? What are these? Dog tags, right. What are they used for?
To see if like someone died or something.
Right, they're used to identify people. They're used to identify military people. And it's part of the uniform, you have to have them on.
And then some people didn't have, if some people like died and didn't have them on, some people wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know who they are, because they can't tell you who they are. And usually when you die, they put one around your toe, and they put the other one in your mouth. So you can be identified, and you can go back to your family and home.
I know that a lot of you had cards with questions on them. Is there anyone who didn't get to ask a question on the card? Okay, we tried to plan some questions that we would repeat ourselves a lot of times. Do you have any other questions? Just make sure that we're thinking before we raise our hand. If you have any other questions that you'd like to ask, we have a few minutes, and then we have a little presentation. Okay, Shannon?
How can you get your stripes?
Well, you earn them. You have to do a very good job, and you have to really work hard to earn them. And then after a certain period of time, about a year or two, then you can get another stripe. It takes a long time to get real high in rank. Okay.
When you barely begin, do you have different like colored shirts and pants? Or are they just the same?
They're all the same. It's called a uniform, and all the uniforms are the same. Like my uniform when I first started, if I was wearing a different one than this, they're all the same uniform, but what's different about it is the stripes, also the decorations you put up here. It depends on what you earned. Anybody else? Yeah?
Maybe something else like Air Force or something?
No, I've only been Marine. I'm too young to be anything else. Go ahead.
What else do you want to be instead of a Marine?
I don't want to be anything else but a Marine. I also work on cars. I work on helicopters and I work on cars.
So you like fixing things?
I work, yeah, pretty much. I fix things. Do I want to be in a war? I don't think anybody. I don't really want to be in a war. If there's a war, I'll go. I have no problem with going. You have to go. I volunteered for this. This is what I want to do. Be proud. Is there anything that makes you proud? No? Not when you do a really good job?
Sure.
Make you proud? You should be proud of your grandparents and your fathers and everybody who went to serve this country. The reason you're able to have this freedom today is because of them. Go ahead.
What do you have to do to be a Marine?
Well, you have to pass tests. You have to be good at school. You have to know math. You have to know reading. You have to pass high school. You have to get a high school diploma. And then once you get that, you have to be in good shape, physical shape. You know, be able to run and do pull-ups and do a lot of things. And then you sign up, and they pretty much do the rest. They send you to school, and they send you away for a while, and you become a Marine.
Oh, how many bullets would have to be just to get in a boot camp? That's a lot.
Little possibility.
My little brother didn't even make it in the first time. My little brother's a Marine too,
Go ahead.
and he didn't even make it in because it's so hard.
I was 21. Right.
When you're hired, do you get a bigger gun or something like that?
It depends on your job. Every Marine carries the M16, which is the service rifle. If you want a job where you're carrying a lot bigger gun, then you go for that job. And if you pass and you make it, then you get to carry a bigger gun. You get to do things.
Is it fun to be a Marine?
Yeah, it's fun to be a Marine. You get to go to a lot of different places. And sometimes you can go to Germany. You know where that is? Do you know where England is? London? Do you know where Australia is? That you can go all over the United States and travel a lot. Okay, what else? You?
Do you ever get car sick?
Car sick?
Yeah,
No, I don't get car sick. You don't? No, I haven't done anything. A lot of Marines do though. You have a tank in that camp out, and sometimes you drive down the road and you see the tanks driving on the dirt next to you. Yeah.
Do you ever like maybe go on, if you're ever going to the war, are you gonna ask if you can get like on the back of the Jeep and know that you can get in the back?
I don't think I'd have to do that.
I like that.
You like that? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a big fan.
You're gonna do a lot of stuff. That's good. Okay. When I'm a Marine, how long do I have to stay in camp? As long as they have to have me there. Sometimes I've been in a camp for 3 months and for 2 weeks. And sometimes if you're in a war, you can be in a camp for months and months at a time. But I think in wars you get a little break every once in a while.
Let's just take a second. Amy, could you come back up front? We know that you said the hardest part was being away from your family.
Usually.
How is that for you, Amy?
It was really hard. It was really hard because we had just gotten married. We were married for 9 months and we left for 9 months.
And how long was he gone?
9 months.
Oh,
It was a very long time, and he had a 10-day leave in between. But it was very hard to be alone, all by myself and Ashley.
Are there any good things about being a military wife? Are there some good benefits, or do you have some friends that you make?
We've made friends through the military, and I know that no matter what, if he does go, I'm taken care of. That part of it is okay because no matter what, the military will take care of me and my son if he does have to go.
And so you get to go to their doctors and all that too,
You
so
get
that
to see
helps.
the doctor, and they even have a grocery store on the base. It's a whole lot cheaper that I can go to.
Alright. Well, we will have a few more questions, and then maybe you could just talk to some individual kids. But Eric, if you and Kira could come back and help us with the presentation. We were trying to decide how do you honor, we can't honor all the Marines today because, but we did want to honor you because you're kind of like our Marine that's representing veterans for us today. So we want to all just say, if you could put your books down for just a minute. We just all want to say thank you for doing the job of protecting us and taking care of our country, and it means a lot to us to be free. I think we all feel that way. We've been talking about that today before you got here. And we had an assembly where we talked about the flag and we sang the national anthem and we sang some songs so we could remember about Veterans Day, and then we talked about what it meant. But we thought, how could we honor one Marine that's here with us today? So we thought that one of the best ways would be to honor the Marine's wife because she has to kind of put up with the Marine and she has to be alone sometimes when he's gone. And so Kira has a presentation to the Marine's wife. And then we thought, well, you can't give flowers to a Marine. They're just too tough, to get flowers. That just doesn't go right. So our class this year, our theme for our class is Schoolzone 2000. We're celebrating the millennium, and these kids are going into the next millennium and the next century. So we have a millennium gift for the Marine of the Millennium.
Thank you.
Okay, and we
Thank you very much.
say thank you for being here. And if there's anything else anyone wants to say, okay?
He's in SWAT? Oh, your dad's on the SWAT team? Is that cool?
So he's kind of like a Marine. He has to go all the time when they don't
Yeah,
expect
Amy
it.
told me about that.
Yeah, so he has to be about it day and night. And her uncle just got, that's at the Air Force Academy. And they're a big military family.
My family saw these planes and these jets on videos unfortunately I got the dress. My dad kept it when he saw it and he kept on playing. They were big.
Did you like those? Cool.
Can we get a picture of the two?
Anybody who died in the past,
What's that?
you know anybody who died in the past?
Not personally, but I've known and met a lot of Marines, and since my time when I first started out, I've met hundreds of Marines, and I don't know where they've all, what they've done and where they've gone, but you never know.
All right, here's a picture for our class. And we also would like, one more thing we'd like to know, because later on this year we're going to do a concert where we're going to sing all the military songs, and we always have a little trouble learning how to salute for that song. Could you possibly show us a proper salute?
Sure.
Now
Okay.
pay attention because in our concert you guys.
Are you gonna do it indoors?
Oh, we are
Are you
going
gonna
to
do
do
it
it indoors, yes. Okay,
Okay, well-
Kyle, you need to pay attention.
Well, for the purpose of the class, I'll show you how to salute correctly, but as a general military rule,
Oh, you don't.
Marines we don't salute indoors, because
Oh,
a
okay.
salute is rendered with a cover. When you have a cover on, which is a hat, a military cover such as this, and there's a couple of the types, usually you only salute outdoors, with
Oh,
the
that's
cover.
good to
Or
know.
the only time you salute indoors is when you have a cover on and you're on duty, such as a guard at a post. If I was guarding this classroom and I had my cover on, I'd be standing a post, and if an officer walked in, I would render a salute.
Well, we wouldn't want you to do anything you're not supposed to, so.
Well, if they're gonna
Okay.
salute, if they wanna know how to
But
salute
sometimes
indoors,
we look like we're looking across the street or something.
it's okay. Okay. How about this? Stand up? Okay, everybody stand up. Stand up right across that row. Fit who you can.
Oh, Sam.
Kyle, you don't want to be outside for this.
Get apart from each other. Spread out a little bit. Get two rows.
Get it on
another row
film.
This one.
Another one. You're taking it down.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We won't show this to your general.
What's that?
We won't show this to your officer, your commander.
Mary, over here.
Okay, shh.
Okay, no talking. Alright, when you're gonna render a military salute, stand at attention. Attention is straight up with your hands next to your sides and your thumb straight down. Okay? Then you're gonna render the salute. And it comes across like this. Keep your elbows straight and your hand at a 45-degree angle like that. Don't go in front of here, go right to the side. Not like that, go straight. Straight out, and then straighten up your hand like straight, just like that. Okay? And you always render the salute with the other hand. Which hand is your right hand? That's the hand you render the salute with, not the left hand. Okay. Okay?
Okay,
And
that's
when you render the salute like that, and then when you're done, cut down.